Good afternoon, Ghana, and you're welcome to the program where today we are turning our attention to the security issues in the country. So maybe once every 3 months, quarterly, once annually, once in a while, we just pick information and pick some of these police clash with the unarmed citizens or the civilians, and sometimes it degenerates into other things. One disturbing development of this situation has been the continuous attempts by the police to foil demonstrations of the civilian using the probably last resort to control crowd, and that is live bullets. We'll be going into some of the updates that's come up from the Nkranza. We're still having it as a running story, so Metro TV is giving you updates of that. But Good Afternoon Ghana is going to pay attention to it and maybe spend some time to speak with security analyst, the regional minister, our correspondent, who also come through with updates of what's going on. So far, 2 people have passed, including Albert Donko, the one that's been accused by the police of being an armed robber. We also know that there's one of the victims that got hit by live bullets from the police in a critical condition at the hospital. Very, very devastating and, a bit of a difficult situation to deal with right now. But I'll be talking to these persons to see how we can go through with this at this stage. My name is Ania Fompofo. Let's go for a break. We'll be back. Welcome back to Good Afternoon Ghana. Now let's get to the first story of events leading to attacks by the police, and which is, maybe we should say, also a reaction of the police to the people when the people go irate. Let's have a number of events captured by Metro TV.
Crowd control remains paramount in the work of security personnel. In recent times, the police, in the quest to manage angry crowd, have ended up killing some of the protesters. In Kaswa, 2 police officers, Lance Corporal Isifu Tahiru and Corporal Samuel Buama, missed their shot, which led to the death of Musa Muhammad during a confrontation with some customers of JVC in 2019. In another development, soldiers, in their bid to manage the crowd at Ashaiman on Sunday, April 5, 2020, mistakenly shot a civilian alleged to have attempted disarming a soldier. In Edra, in the Ashanti region, 2 protesters were shot dead and several others sustained various degrees of injuries while protesting the killing of Kaka, an activist and a member of #FixTheCountry movement. Another incident occurred in Lamashegu, where 1 person reportedly died while several others sustained various degrees of injury after some police personnel in Tamale clashed with the youth of Lamashegu. The police officers were later interdicted. The latest is in Nkranza, in the Bono East region, where the community accused the police of killing an innocent trader in a suspected armed robbery incident. The family of the 28-year-old trader alleged to have suffered police brutality. During a protest by angry youth on Tuesday, the police allegedly shot and killed one of the young persons, leaving several others injured. The latest incident has sparked outrage among community members who have threatened a reprisal.
Welcome back. So those are a few accounts that we have tabled as far as, in recent times, some of the clashes between security personnel and the people or the civilians who were protesting against one thing or the other, one issue or the other. Ejura, definitely very fresh on our minds. Now, the current situation we're dealing with is in Nkranza, which also has to do with the police picking up a gentleman by name Albert, who the police says is a suspected armed robber. Now, from the letter that's been released by the police, it's as though Albert was actually caught in a gun exchange and he was gunned down. There's also another account that captures the fact that he was home, he was invited by the police, or called by the police. The police came for him from the house, and then few hours or days after, we hear that he is dead. And that also got the youth in Nkranza to demonstrate, demanding for answers from the police. Okay, so I have alleged manslaughter at Nkranza South, revelations made by Nkranza South MP Emmanuel Kwejo Ejekum. He says police arrested Albert Donko on April 25, 2022. He was arrested at 1 a.m. from his mother's residence at Kasajan. Then he was also arrested on a suspicion of theft that occurred on the Nkranza Kintampo stretch. Albert Donko was denied entry to a lawyer. Members of his family were denied entry to him. He was by no means tried by any competent court docket. We also have, go ahead. Okay. So now let's get a slide of the police. This was the account of the Member of Parliament, Emmanuel Kwejo Ejekum. We spoke with him on Newsbeat earlier today, and he definitely expressed his displeasure, describing it as a judicial killing. So this is Police Professional Standards Bureau investigation that the PPSB investigates the death of robbery suspect at Nkranza. As part of the holistic strategy to tackle the menace of armed robbery, the police administration has since August 2021 deployed special anti-robbery task forces to all robbery-prone areas across the country. And it says that the second one, okay, can we have the second one? These special anti-robbery task forces have conducted a series of intelligence-led operations which have contributed immensely to the reduction of armed robbery incidents in the affected areas. 3. In the Bono East region, police gathered intelligence that a suspect, Albert Donko, and a gang of 5 other suspected armed robbers, whose names are being withheld for investigation purposes, were involved in several armed robbery attacks in the region, including armed robbery attacks at Nkranza on April 19 and 20, 2022. Based on this intelligence, an operation was conducted during the suspect Albert Donko was shot. So, based on the intelligence, an operation was conducted during which the suspect Albert Donko was shot. He was rushed to the Holy Family Hospital for medical attention, but he was pronounced dead on arrival. Following the death of suspect Albert Donko, the Bono East Regional Police Command held engagements with the family of the deceased and other relevant stakeholders in response to their concerns regarding the incident. Also, the Police Professional Standards Bureau, PPSB, has commenced an investigation into the incident to ascertain whether the operation was carried out in line with the standard operation procedures of the service. A team from the PPSB has visited the area in this regard. In addition, the Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Akufu-Dampare, spoke with the family of the on telephone and has constituted a high-powered delegation led by COP Christian Tete Yonu, the Director General Administration, to visit the Nkranza tomorrow, Wednesday, which is today, May 18, 2022, for further engagements with all stakeholders. In view of the PPSB investigation, we urge the police to avoid unfounded speculations, the public to avoid unfounded speculations which have the potential to prejudice the outcome of the ongoing investigation. 9, we wish to assure the good people of Ghana that we are committed to ensuring the safety and security of all, and we urge you to support us in the fight against violent crimes in the country. The COP Kwesi Ofori, Director General Public Affairs, he actually signed this statement. You're watching Good Afternoon Ghana. Those are excerpts or slides on what the MP gave, some accounts, and then what the police has also given so far. we have a video of the MP who really has expressed discontent with how far the police has gone. It's called for independent investigation on this issue. But let's have the video of what he said.
I'm not just a member of parliament as well. I'm also the father of the young man, Albert. He's my brother's son.
Okay.
So I'm speaking as a family member. I'm speaking as a father of the child, and I'm trying to urge all Ghanaians, including you, to campaign for justice. Albert is demanding justice. The family were demanding justice. What I've done so far is for my lawyers to petition the IGP.
Okay.
And also, apart from petitioning the IGP, we are urging all the people of Ghana, whether civil society, the human rights organizations, to make sure this barbaric act in the police service, it has to stop. This must stop. You don't just take somebody's son from the house, take him to the police station, write a statement, and within 4 hours, you shoot the person, take the body to Holy Family Hospital for them to keep the body in the morgue, and they refuse to take the body. Then you drive the body back to Accra and keep it somewhere. And for 3 weeks, you were lying to us that the child is in Tichman, he's in Kintampo, he's in Forikrum, he's in wherever, he's in Accra. They've been telling us stories for the past 3 weeks until Friday.
Okay.
So I think they were using that time to at least work with their story, because so far I have 3 stories from the same department, that is from the police, as to what actually transpired. I have been given 3 stories, 3 different stories. People, one of them said something else.
Okay.
Another one said something else. Another one, and it's the same police service.
Okay. Emmanuel, can you tell us what exactly these stories are?
Okay, one of the top officers said to me that the young man was picked at the crime scene, and they brought him to the police station, sent him back to where he can identify, or they were sending him to go and show him where the rest of the culprits are. And between that, there was an exchange of gunfire, and he got shot. Another story from another angle is saying that when they pick him and they were taking him or transporting him from the police station to Tichman, along the line, they met another group of armed robbers, and there was an exchange of fire, and he got killed. A third account from the same police people said that when they picked him to the police station, a different group of police unit from Accra, they came down to assist them with the investigation. And this group of policemen from Accra, whoever they are, they picked the young man and sent him to the crime scene, and he was sitting in their van. Listen to this Anansi story. He was sitting in their pickup, and there was a gunshot coming from somewhere, and at the cause of that, a bullet went through a mirror or something, and the boy got shot. This is the 3rd account. There could even a 4th account.
Okay.
There could be a 4th account. I think they are now trying to create the story as usual, so that by next week they'll reveal it, or they come out with a statement that this is what happened. But these are the 3 stories. Next week, if they come out, you see that the same thing. In fact, 1.2, they said what happened in Ashaman also. The same story. I think when you go to police, they do that rehearsal, that if you kill somebody, give a story that you took him to the crime scene, and at the cause of the whatever exchange of fire between you and the people.
Well, so according to the member of parliament, he says he's also an uncle or brother to the father of the deceased, Albert Donko. And he has given the free account. The free account has, Albert leading the police to the rest of the gang and was caught up in exchange of fire and was shot. There's a second account that says that the police was transporting Albert to the group, and they were met by a different robbery gang, and he was shot. There's a third account from the same police that says that different police team from Accra took over the case with Albert, and they were investigating, and somehow he was shot. So which is the true account? But of course, we here at Metro also have gotten the statement that doesn't specifically point to exactly what caused or who really did the shooting of Albert. But we're giving you systematic happenings of what's going on account, so you can follow through with us here at Metro TV. Let's give you another video of what really happened in Nkranza. Welcome back. Right, so that's how the demonstration or the irate youth, that's how they started, burning ties, blocking roads, and then they ended up at the police station, which obviously you saw the outcome ended up with the exchange of gunfire. Not exchange, police started shooting at them. That is the fact. They weren't armed, but the police started shooting at them. I wish I can have that video that shows how the police was shooting at them. Maybe at this point in time, I'm showing my biases. I'm with the people. But I have the security analyst with me, Adip Sani, to help us understand. I've given account of all that has happened so far. So you've seen the statements also from the police. The MP has given the 3 different accounts that he has received from the police. The minister is also supporting the investigation. We're hoping to have the minister, but you're welcome. Good afternoon.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Annie.
Right. So you've had an account. What will you say? What will be your first...
Well, I mean,
Let me just throw this at you. I
Okay.
earlier on the news spoke with Adam Bona.
Sure.
He heard the MP speak in a very frustrated manner and angry tone, and advised that as leaders they should tone down with what they say so that it doesn't agitate the youth because it will look like. However, I was thinking, I asked him back, except that we had a problem with the phones. I asked him, okay, so how about you telling the police to change their ways?
Yeah, I think what is happening is a combination of a lot of factors. I've spoken with people on the ground, and they contend that similar stuff happened in Ejura.
Yeah.
Nobody was held to account. In Tamale, we still don't know what has become of the case. Some young men were killed at Asawasi and labeled as armed robbers with rifles put before the media, supposed to be used by those persons killed, only for an inquiry to come out with its findings to the effect that they were not robbers. What happened to those guns? And it's always business as usual. We pay, I don't know what to call it, whether compensation, because you cannot compensate a life lost and shake hands and that's it. Nobody is held to account, no justice is served. So the people in the area are thinking that if no justice is served with all of these places, what's the probability that justice will be served owing to the circumstances under which the young man was killed? And owing to the fact that the youth expressed their frustration about what is going on, and I understand the police said they would get back to them in 2 days. And you know, They were agitated.
What's the account you have?
Okay, so
with the circumstances that led to his death.
okay, I listened to the mother of the young man. According to her, the police came at around 2 a.m., searched the room. In fact, the room was almost turned upside down.
So it was a Rambo style type
Yes,
of, or it
absolutely.
was
No warrant, nothing.
Okay.
He was taken away. At the point of him being taken away, the mother insisted following them, but they refused.
Yeah. So hold on. The mother actually said, according to the MP, the mother said he was picked up at 1 p.m.
Okay, so I had
1 a.m.
Okay.
And
so
then you had what?
2 a.m.
2 a.m.
Yes, but
Okay.
it's almost the same, almost the same
Almost
time.
the same time.
It was in the thick of the night. And the information I am also receiving points to the fact that the vehicle the police came with was unregistered.
Oh.
That's the information out there.
Was it branded police vehicle?
That's what I'm yet to ascertain. Because under normal circumstances, it should be branded, it should be registered, and the police should identify themselves. They should identify where they are coming from. So if they wouldn't allow their relatives to follow them, perhaps they should be able to know where they are taking the suspect to, so they follow up. So there was, I don't know, if the information we are receiving is anything to go by, I think it was somewhat unprofessional.
So this is not to review whoever gave you the information, but this is an account of an eyewitness
Yes.
that says that the vehicle that they came with was unregistered.
Yes.
Okay, but he's not been able to tell if that was a vehicle, a police. Was it
vehicle.
a truck? Was it a pickup truck?
That's what I'm yet to ascertain. But at this moment, all I do know, based on the eyewitness account I have, the vehicle they came with was unregistered, and that they were not able to properly identify themselves.
Hold on now, I'll probe a bit further. Let me go on to the Zoom and speak with Ibrahim Abode, our correspondent who has been following up, giving us up to the minutes details. Abode, thank you for your time. Where are you now?
Yes, I'm currently in front of the municipal police headquarters at Nkranza here. As you can see, there's heavy security presence, mainly police officers, and the regional minister, the municipal chief executive for the area, as well as the delegation from the Ghana Police Service are all inside, alongside the traditional leadership, and then other stakeholders having meeting, or they are having a discussion. So media men and the rest of the people are outside here, counting on what they will come out and then tell the public.
What's a rough number or estimate of police officers that are there? We know that Christian Yono has been sent by the IGP to lead the delegation. How many police officers roughly can you, see?
We have 5 buses here. All was full up with police officers, 5 buses, and we have numerous pickups. So for the number for now, I can't quote unless authorities from the police service are able to give me the number of officers here. But just imagine 5 big buses full up with officers, coming in here. So it's a very reasonable number, and they are all here. It's beef up. Earlier on, it was quite stronger than this now. There seems to be calm because the people that mass up here to hear what was happening, most of them have returned back home. It looks like the place is a little bit calm now.
I'm not sure. Can you turn your camera? Can you just maybe swap your camera to the other side to see if you can show us the buses? Great.
All right. So these are the buses. On my right-hand side, you can see 1, 2 buses with pickup at the middle. And then on my left-hand side, you can see 1, 2, 3 buses. So these are the buses, branded Ghana Police Service. So they were all full up from their destination to this place. And these particular pickups, we had them earlier on yesterday. They were those who arrived here earlier, and they were those who had the encounter with the protesters. So as you can see, these are some of the items used in burning the street yesterday. They added this with tiles use ties in order to burn and then block the area. So this is how the buses look like, or these are the buses that transported the officers.
Okay, you
So
were
as
trying
can
to
see,
show us the items they used in burning. Where are those items? We couldn't see it
so
well.
these are some of the items. They use wood.
Can you go
So this
closer?
is wood. Yes, they used wood like this.
Right.
Some of them have been crushed, as you can see. And yesterday was, this particular place was the main point where the whole issue transpired. They first started it in town, but later they came around here, and this is where they started blocking. So as you can see, these are burnt ties. Now this is now the charcoal, or maybe the ash that is left after burning, as you can see. So these are used ties that they used to burn. And then after blocking this particular route, it looked like the whole place turns up, and they started pelting stones around the police office, the police station here. And as of then, I could see only one police officer who was seated here. And then they started throwing stones. He decided to run towards this area, and the youth also ran alongside, tried to, accost him, but he was able to run quickly, and they decided to, continue pelting the stones. So this is some kind of distraction here that was done. This taxi was parked here, and this is the distraction done on it, as well as this particular car. As you can see, there's also the distraction that was done, as well as these cars. So this is how it happened. And according to the police, some 9 persons were in custody, and the youth were able to break through and then release them to actually move away. So this is where the whole thing, transpired. And when I first arrived, when the thing was getting intense, not all of them were interested in attacking the police station or attacking the police, but one particular person attempted it, and it looked like he was getting success. And because of that, the rest also joined him. So this is the water canal that was brought later on. The time the place was really hot, that we expected it. It wasn't there. It came later on in the night, as the demonstrators, decided to join. So just in front of me is where the first, casualty occurred. I'm just trying to walk towards that area and show you exactly how it happened, and then how many people were shot there. So when the police got here and they were able to move them backward from the police station, this is where they came and stopped. And then the police was still trying to drive them, but it was completely gunshots throughout. But the people were urging themselves that no, it's not a live bullet, and so therefore nobody, can be hurt through it. So whilst I was moving with my colleague, it got to a point that I told my colleague that no, I don't trust the bullets that are coming. I have to, move backward a bit. So immediately I turned and I was moving. I heard a loud shout, and when I turned, a young man was down, and that was the first casualty. He died instantly, and everybody then started to run. So you can see blood here. This is where the young man was shot, and you can see this particular sandals. This is his sandals, as well as the hat. It all belongs to him. So at that particular time,
can you show the sandals well? I think we missed it. Where's the sandal?
This is the sandals. This is the hat. This is the sandals. 2 of them still lying down. So this is the blood. I am sure he fell around this area. So the blood actually moved towards the drainage, and it ended here. So the youth had to, run backwards because the shooting, was coming, and the police stopped shooting, and some of the youth decided to come and pick him up. So they came and picked him, but that wasn't the end. The demonstration continued, and then we thought that was the end of the shooting, but another young man too was gunned down around this area. So if you can see, this particular sandals belongs to one of the injured ones. He was also shot here, and they took him, but he was shot on the leg. So because of that, a tricycle just came and then they pushed him in and took him to the hospital. So this is how it looked like here. Another point here is another casualty that was recorded around this area. As you can see, there's blood down here. So another casualty too was recorded here. So it continued until 4 people were touched in the evening, and the youth decided to concentrate on the casualties. But some of them actually made allegations that they were going home to bring guns equally to fight with the police. So we got, scared completely. But God being so great, we didn't see that. We didn't see any civilian trying to shoot a gun or anything. But they made wild allegations of that nature. And so around 8 again, the youth marched up again and continued a mini demonstration, and another 4 people were shot again. So that shot the number from 4 to 8 casualties.
Yeah, Ibrahim, if you can, position your camera well. Now we're shifting into the skies. Okay, great. We actually missed the second sundial.
All right, so this is the second sundial. This is how it is. I don't know whether you can see. So it is lying down here, and this is where he was shot. So he was struggling to get into the tricycle.
The camera is still not stable. The camera is still not stable.
I don't know whether you can get it. Can you get it?
Yes, we can see the blood stains. Right. Now you can move to the sundials.
Yes. So you see how it is.
Okay, great.
Yes. So that is how it happened. And so within that time, the whole place looked confused, and the people were really, struggling to save lives. People were taken to the hospitals, and some of the youth decided to go to the next police station, and they were stopped again by the police officers. So it looked like it's a very tragic moment if you were here, because the first casualty, where he died and how he died, if you were here to see with your eyes, it will be very, very pathetic, because when I heard the loud shouts, I just turned and he was lying down. So you feel like rushing to pick him up, but the shooting was still ongoing, and you can't go and pick him up. He was lying down. He couldn't shake. When he was shot in the high head. He just laid down, and that was all. So everybody could, read into it that his survival was really minimal. So, and when they got to the hospital, he was pronounced dead. So that is how it happened. But the youth, I could also, see some factors that maybe motivated them to go to that particular level, because they had promised that they were not going to be, they were not going to add violence. They were not going to be aggressive. They were, even if they get access to the police station, they are only going to lock it up and then hold the key and then ask the government to change the police officers.
You can turn the camera to yourself, because we are now getting confused with. Okay, great.
Yeah, so that was the argument that they were making in the morning, that when they get access to the police station, they are going to lock up the police station and then hold the keys, tell government or tell authorities to, substitute or change the police officers there so that they can work with. They promise us not to be violent. They promise us never to be aggressive. But it's unfortunate that, some of them, you don't know whether it was by the influence of drugs or whatever. They really went overboard. And we were also expecting that there would have been measures to, handle it, but not to shoot people down. So when people died, the whole place, was really devastated. We were all devastated, and we couldn't, stand anymore.
Right. Ibrahim, we're so grateful for, bringing your journalistic prowess at play and giving us a vivid account of exactly what happened. I at least suspected that I was going to get all the details that he has given us. We'll come back to you, or we'll come back to you during news night. So please make sure you get all the updates of what's going on there, Adib.
So for now, one person is dead, right? Two people are dead.
You mean one person including
Albert? No, excluding Albert. One person. But I think another person was shot.
We were told that, yes, he's in a critical condition, but not confirmed dead yet.
Absolutely. I mean, it's unfortunate. I mean, in as much as we demand the police to look into the circumstances that led to the death of Albert. I think there's no justification whatsoever, Annie. The use of violence as a means to achieving justice. It's never happened anywhere before. And I'm also tempted to think that there are some unscrupulous persons who take advantage of the confusion to perpetrate their criminality. How is releasing inmates going to help your cause? How is attacking a police station going to help your cause? I think it is important people understand that, I mean, in as much as we're concerned and do appreciate and understand their concerns and their frustrations, but I still believe that you can seek and get the justice without necessarily doing anything criminal, because what has happened is obviously criminal.
I'm struggling to really accept why all you security analysts are telling irate youth that obviously are poor, unemployed, frustrated, cannot take care of their families, they just hopeless. And then there's a situation of violence against them. First of all, robbery incidences are taking place because these people maybe are just simply criminals, or maybe they are lazy, don't want to work. But we can't also rule out the fact that people have to feed, people have to. So the economic situation is already putting so much pressure on youth who have the energy. And when you have energy and you cannot work, you can imagine how frustrated you can be. It's not like you're old and you are in your non-working class. Do you understand? And we, security analysts, don't want to accept that patience has a limit.
I mean, I do understand where you're coming from.
And I want to be in their shoes. Their patience has a limit, and they're taking account. You said their references, even with their draw. There is another incident that happened in their same area, which the MP referred to, and said that just down the road it happened. The police gave an account, oh, it was an armed robber, whatever, they will investigate, and it died out. So it gets to a point where in democracy, we admit that it gets to a point there's civil unrest. And there's civil unrest, there's even some level of justification for that civil unrest. Because if the leadership fails to give what it has to give or play its role as a leader.
Okay, so if it is positive defiance without destroying property, I wouldn't have issues with it. Just coming from Medina Market, we went on an awareness creation exercise, and they are complaining over the fact that they were by the road selling, then they moved them to a new area. But there are some people who are still by the road who are being lawless, and nobody is doing anything about it, and they are going to take to the streets. And I told them, the day you are going to take to the streets, invite me, I'll be part and parcel of the whole exercise, okay? I do understand, and I've always not minced words.
So is that to say that the police shooting someone down was also positive defiance to disperse the crowd?
That cannot be positive.
Exactly my
defiance.
point.
That is needless display of
That's murder.
There's no denying.
That's murder.
We cannot dance around it. They say if you talk to me directly. Don't beat about the bush. That is murder. That we cannot run away from. Okay, but I've always indicated that unemployment is the biggest existential threat to the security of the country already. I agree with you, hook, line, and sinker, that a lot of the young people in this area have a lot more to die for than to live for. They don't have jobs. They have serious human insecurities. And the unfortunate bit is when things of this nature happen, instead of the police trying as hard as they can to de-escalate, rather come and show bravado, showmanship, and things spiral out of control. That's the unfortunate thing, because we have grades of confrontation. So, for instance, if there's confusion and you get there are different things you can do. The response, then you graduate to another, and the last resort is the use of live fire. Okay? Unfortunately, when they get there, the last resort is rather the first resort, and we've seen it happen at Ijura. And we've seen it in Tamale, when someone flouted a traffic regulation, is running, the person doesn't pose any immediate threat to your life, then you kill the person. Okay, so we have to stop the cycle of impunity in this track. We have to nip in the bud.
The MP
that
said
culture of
that
impunity.
he called it something club. It's like a club. Once you join that club, you can carry out any impunity and get away with it. So you shoot someone and kill the person, and you say, "Oh, it was a fire exchange, gunfire exchange."
As easy
oh,
as
the
that.
suspects, armed robber suspects, and it dies out.
As easy as that. This morning, I don't know whether you heard this story about a radio station which was
Vandalized
attacked
in
and vandalized.
Where? Cape Coast?
I think so, I forgot.
I think it was Cape Coast.
I was on one of the media houses, and they called the DCE for the area. Oh, we understand a radio station in your area has been vandalized. The first thing the gentleman spoke about is some people trying to drag the name of the government into disrepute. That's all that he cares about. And the host was like, what are you talking about? A radio station was attacked, journalists were assaulted, and all you care about is some people trying to make the government unpopular. It was like, oh, okay, then I'll call and see what we can do about it.
Really?
It was unbelievable. And I said it, and I hope he heard it. I was like, he should be ashamed of himself. Trust me, he should be so ashamed of himself. And the interview was streamed live on social media. And if he discounts it, it will be there on Facebook, Twitter, and other places. We can call it. So I think we need to ensure accountability.
What happened to police, what's it called, other means of dispersing crowd or controlling crowd rather than resorting to live bullets? What happened to it?
I don't know.
Is it that we
what the
lack
problem is.
resources in the other areas, maybe less privileged areas?
I strongly doubt, because at every police post, there are some resources you would need to be called a police station, by the way. When they arrive there, there's always that window of opportunity to de-escalate.
Okay.
If it doesn't work, you would use batons, tear gas, water cannons, and a whole lot. But even if it comes to worse, you use plastic bullets, which might get people hurt, but not necessarily kill. Unfortunately, when they get there, they want to show bravado, and it ends in people getting killed when they use their live ammunition. We all saw what happened in Tamale after the young man was killed for running away from the police in, I think, an unregistered vehicle. When the people came out to demonstrate, the young man was shot in the jaws. We all saw the video, the jaws hanging down the face. What happened to
that was like a
the police
stray
officer?
bullet that hits.
And it could also be that he was deliberately
That
targeted.
he was targeted.
Yes, and the one who died in Kranza, I saw a picture of it on social media, and it appears like the bullet hit his head. That's a head shot, you know. That takes a professional deliberately target to hit you in the head.
To hit in the head, it cannot be accidental.
It can be accidental, but it's rare. And they are professionals who have been trained.
I'm not a professional security person, but if you have a live bullet and you're trying to control crowd, I don't think the target is to target the crowd.
No.
It's to maybe shoot in the air.
And scare.
And scare.
Yes. So you either shoot in the ground or in the air. But the perpendicular angle is also critical.
Exactly. I was actually going to ask that.
Yes,
Should you shoot on the ground?
Yes, you can shoot on the ground, soft ground, so the bullet doesn't ricochet, it doesn't bounce, okay? Or you hold it at about a 70 to 90 degree angle. If not, if you hold it at a 30 degree or 40 degree, it would go and hit an innocent person somewhere who has nothing to do with what is going on, okay? But sometimes, when you see the police firing, it's like they hold it 30 degrees, 40 degrees, and I think that is dangerous for people around the place. And I think I've seen videos.
Yeah, I think we have this video is actually the one I saw the police firing as though it was targeting to shoot someone. Maybe the video will loop, and then you see how the police actually went about it. So, okay, so I think this is the aftermath of the whole. So this is the scene, I think. This is a scene. So just watch it carefully. So you see what?
This is direct.
This is direct target.
This is direct. This is direct. This is shoot to kill.
Exactly. And remember Adra,
This
where the
wasn't
military.
even it was direct. It
So,
wasn't
so,
even at
so
the
as
one-
far you could see that there are civilians there, and they're targeting to shoot at them. I remember
it's quite
Adra, we had
unfortunate, yeah.
one scene where this military man had gone down on his knee, which was like a war
Yeah, he
front
crouched,
type of
yeah.
shooting. So the police, in the police's statement, they said that, oh, it's protecting lives and properties. But I said to myself, you don't protect lives. You are not out to
because in
protect
the end,
lives.
lives get lost. So I think it is time the police looks at this modus in terms of crowd control and how to respond to situations like this. If not, we would continue talking about this over and over again, and more people would continue getting hurt. Already, a lot of Ghanaians have expressed certain misgivings about the police service, and for some of us within the security space, we try as much as we can to get people to understand and appreciate the intrinsic value of the police in safeguarding our communities against crime. However, if situations like this happen and nobody is held to account, it would cause a disconnect of some sort between the police and the civilian population. And trust me, Annie,
That's
it
if we
would
don't
make
already
it-
have that disconnect.
That's the thing. And to be honest, there's already a disconnect. I'm hoping we can reconnect, okay? And it will make it very difficult for the police to do its work. And the people would lose confidence, they would lose trust, they would not respect the police. And I'll give you an example. Just about 2 days ago, there was a court order for someone to repossess his land. Some police officers were dispatched the scene in Tamale. And the community guys who don't have a single piece of paper to indicate whether the land is theirs or not came out and they overpowered the police. So I was like, if this was the military, nobody would dare, do anything. So that should tell you how disrespectful people have become of the police. And I'm hoping that in as much as this is despicable, this is unfortunate, the police would use it as an opportunity to save its face by ensuring that justice is served.
Let me take a quick breather. I'll be back to wrap up. All right, so we're talking about how the police is going to be conducting an investigation, right from when maybe the robbery incident happened, when Albert was picked up, when he died, when the irate youth went onto the street, when people were gunned down, and, they have remains of their personal belongings, like slippers and stuff. You saw a reporter right there. As a crime scene, is supposed to be cordoned off, but it was not cordoned off. So obviously, if it's not cordoned off, it shows signs of accessibility to the area. So anybody and everybody can just walk across, which is why maybe my reporter can also do same, because it's not corded off.
So that doesn't show any commitment of any sort to
Investigate.
finding out what really happened. The next minute, we'll be told, oh, the bullet came from somewhere. But the position of the dead body tells a lot, leaves a lot of clues.
Right.
For example, you would look at, there's something that we call bullet trajectory. So without tampering with the body, you'll be able to tell the angle from which, or the direction from which the bullet came and all that. Take a look at the blood splatter, the flow of the blood, where it clot and all that. These are clues. Unfortunately, nobody is getting near it. All those who go, they have nothing to do with the crime scene, they tamper with it. So how do you expect a professional investigation to be conducted into this?
Should it be conducted by the police anyway?
I have my reservations about the police investigating the police. Trust me. That is why I've always advocated for an independent body of some sort made up of representatives from various stakeholders, including the police, including SRAJ, and some other agencies. I think that is the right way to go in restoring confidence in the police going forward.
Right. Okay, well, this one, time will allow us. I have been in the studio with Adip Sani, who is a security analyst and also the executive director for JTK Center for Human Security. Okay, right. And he also joined us in the studio. Also, my correspondent Ibrahim Abode joined us from Nkranza, giving us a vivid account of what happened between the police and the civilians. We're still following up of this story. We will definitely bring you updates of it. I am Ania Fwampofo. Thank you for staying with us.